What's good, everybody? It's Rob back with another video. Yeah, I'm here with my 1 week assessment of the OnePlus 7 Pro. Now, I'm not going to give you too many specs and things of that nature. I'm just going to pretty much just go over and let you know my experience with the phone for the past 1 week. Now, a lot of things have been popping off actually during this 1 week, where a lot of people have been having their phones not working. People are having issues and what have you, and complaining actually about the camera itself. But personally, my experience seemed to vary a little bit. I do have the T-Mobile variant of the OnePlus 7, so I'm going to give you my experience and how it's been behaving with me. There has been one update, nothing major. It kind of pretty much got me up to date. I think I'm on the March or May security patch, but let's check. Why do I have to guess? So I am up to the April 1st security patch with the phone. That's pretty much it. I haven't really, and there's supposed to be some tweaks to the camera, but that's something that people will have to see for themselves. I'm not too much of a camera expert. I am not very versed in a lot of the things when it comes to camera. I just take sample pictures. I view them. I try to pay attention to things like the background, the sky, how it focuses on whatever I was aiming at to take the actual picture. I mean, there's little things that I like to look for in a picture that tells me that the picture was something of a great picture or a poor picture. And thus far, the OnePlus 7 Pro has given me good pictures. Now, I do have a upper echelon of cameras that I call, you know, the best phones when it comes to picture taking. In no particular order: Pixel, iPhone, Samsung, LG, Huawei. To me, those are the top 5 when it comes to taking pictures. I think the OnePlus 7 Pro comes in on that next level of cameras that do a very good job, but not quite able to perform and compete with the big boys. And with that being said, for the price point, that is not actually a bad thing. Like I said, this phone do take very good pictures. Again, people complaining, half of them are not even camera experts themselves. So take it for what it is. Again, I think it does a good job. Phones give you satisfactory social media pictures, which most people take pictures for, and for the most part, give you those great family moments, and they're sufficient enough to help you retain those memories. Then the camera has done its job. Overall build quality is all glass with the metal on the side. This is a very, very slippery phone, so you must have a case. I don't know if I would put a skin on it, but again, you will need a case for this phone. There's no way I would suggest that you will actually rock this phone without. I see people rocking iPhones and Samsungs without cases, and to me, to this day, it amazes me how people, maybe people are damaging their phone, but it amazes me how you can walk out the house with phones costing the way it does and not actually protect it. Now, the form factor of the phone, in my opinion, is big for, let's say, the average customer. If you're the kind of person who likes large form factors and what have you, this phone doesn't bother me one bit, but I do note that it is bigger than pretty much every phone that's probably almost out there, except for maybe, let's say, Sony phones have a very unique build quality. Here's my Note 9, real quick. This is probably one of the biggest phones out. And when you compare the two phones, give you a little bit of room so you can see there. The Note 9 is pretty much right there. But I think what kind of pretty much does it is the actual bezel and the actual top of it. There is a small part of this phone that seems to give you a little bit taller, and there's, like I said, there is more screen in comparison. Now, believe it or not, the Note is, in my opinion, just a tad wider than the OnePlus 7 Pro. Software wise, I love Oxygen OS over the stock Android. Again, gives you enough customization where it's not gaudy. You can pretty much personalize the phone, accent the phone, and get it to the point where you like it. The display and the 90 hertz refresh is an excellent selling point and also an excellent feature. Thank goodness now OnePlus has added dual speakers. Even though one of them is bottom firing, it is a welcome feature and it performs very nicely. Kind of wish it still had the headphone jack, and I wish they would have actually gave you a dongle. And that's kind of wrong for kind of OnePlus to cheap out on that. So know that going in, that if you do get this phone, it's strictly Bluetooth, or unless you got some a dongle, an extra dongle around that will fit this phone. Or for example, if you own the previous OnePlus 6T, something like that, use the dongle. One thing to keep in mind, SIM card is on the bottom and there is no room for extra storage. So if you're getting a T-Mobile variant, know that going in that I think all they have is the 256. I don't think they have any 128. I don't know if that was somewhat of a bait and switch by T-Mobile, but going in, when pretty much everybody I know who has gotten this phone off of T-Mobile, they pretty much had no choice but to get the 256 variant. So call quality is really good on this phone. Again, my battery life on the phone, I've been getting 6 hours easy, but like I said, screen on time varies from person to person. One thing about the T-Mobile, they don't have that well-being app, so I downloaded Action Dashboard, which it does the same thing as far as just break down how you use the phone, breaks down your minutes, what you use the most of. This Action Dash does a pretty good job. They do have a paid version, but I haven't used the paid version. The free version has been sufficing just fine. So, it gives me, some nice little bit of information. And it's very similar to that well-being app, that digital well-being app that comes already installed on the unlocked version of the OnePlus 7. So again, in closing, this phone to me is, I like it a lot. I can actually recommend the OnePlus 7 Pro from my usage. Camera is very adequate. Speakers are very good. Software is excellent. The build is probably the best, and the display is probably the best. And together with the price point and the package, you can't go wrong with the OnePlus 7. But again, maybe you may want to wait. Like I said, there has been some trouble out there. People are having problems with the OnePlus 7, and maybe you want to see if this is becoming more of a trend, or if these are just isolated events with maybe some people having some bad luck. So it is what it is. Again, that pretty much does it with the OnePlus 7 Pro. Like I said, for me, it's a recommend, it's a go. T-Mobile variant. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. If you have any questions, please leave them down below. Other than that, I'll catch everybody in the next video. I'm out.